Hello and welcome to the latest roundup of significant happenings around the globe on our YouTube channel. As we delve into the complex world of international politics and conflict, we find an array of issues from international power dynamics to regional crises that shape the course of humanity's history. Today, we're going to focus particularly on the key points from the October 18th United Nations Security Council meeting that have sent ripples across the world. Firstly, let's touch upon Russia's representation at the United Nations Nebia. Nebia is Russia's dedicated envoy to the United Nations and has been making quite a stir with her strong statements and diplomatic maneuvers. She recently relayed an unsettling piece of news that roughly 1,000 Russians and their families found themselves stranded due to the Gaza ceasefire order. These individuals, caught in the crossfire of a violent conflict, are unable to return to their homeland, a situation that has raised several human rights concerns. Next, let's dive into the issue of the attack on the Ali Hospital in Gaza. This tragic incident brought to light the ugly side of war and the innocent civilians who pay the price. Russia, in its demand for justice, has been vocal in calling for an impartial investigation into the matter. The country's firm stance on the issue has shed light on the need for accountability in times of conflict and the necessity of safeguarding human rights irrespective of the circumstances. Russia has not only on a single issue but has shown a holistic approach to the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The country has urged Israel to grant humanitarian access immediately, cease hostilities, and open humanitarian corridors. The conflict in Gaza has seen numerous casualties, and Russia's plea for immediate humanitarian aid echoes the sentiments of peace-loving nations worldwide. Moving on, Russia's view on the solution to the crisis is worth noting. They have proposed the two-state solution as per the pre-1967 borders. The two-state solution has long been a point of contention in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Furthermore, President Putin has been vocal about his disapproval of the violence between Israel and Hamas. He firmly believes that the issue cannot be resolved without the establishment of a sovereign Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. His stance is a reflection of Russia's commitment to the peace process and the resolution of the conflict in a fair gears from Russia. We shift our spotlight towards the United States and President Putin's criticism of its actions. The United States' decision to escalate tensions in the Middle East by sending an aircraft carrier has been a significant point of contention. Such military posturing further complicates the already volatile situation in the region. On the other hand, President Biden, during his Israel visit on October 18th, expressed support for Israel's right to self-defense against Hamas. He pledged military assistance to Israel while condemning attacks causing civilian casualties. Biden's stance on the matter provides an insight into American foreign policy and the country's commitment to its allies. Now, let's turn our attention to another vital international organization, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. The body has been calling for an investigation to identify the culprits of the airstrike that claimed approximately 500 lives at the Ali Hospital on October 10th. This call reinforces the role of international bodies in demanding accountability and justice for atrocities committed during times of conflict. The United States, too, took decisive measures against Hamas. It imposed sanctions on 10 individuals associated with the organization, with a focus on financial support to counter the group's violent actions. The sanctions serve as a stern reminder of the consequences of engaging in acts of violence and terrorism. Lastly, in a display of international unity, the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution drafted by Brazil calling for a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and condemning the attacks by Hamas. This significant step is a testament to the global community's collective efforts to foster peace and security. It serves as a beacon of hope in these tumultuous times and is a reminder of the power of international cooperation in restoring. Israel has faced significant pressure surrounding its actions towards civilians, with many advocating for a ceasefire to deliver aid to Gaza. Despite the outcry, the United Nations Security Council saw a resolution fail due to a U.S. veto. The United States stood alone in opposition, while 12 other members were in favor and 2 chose to abstain. The U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, reaffirmed the nation's support for Israel's military response while emphasizing the importance of safeguarding Gaza's civilians. a concern he personally raised with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Blinken's diplomatic journey to the Middle East was not without complexity, involving multiple countries and intricate travel routes. The diplomatic initiative led by Blinken aimed to engage with pivotal figures in the region and comprised meetings in Israel, Jordan, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt. Blinken's role was pivotal in representing the U.S. and coordinating responses to the crisis. Simultaneously, a visit by President Biden to Israel featured the announcement of a substantial $100 million in humanitarian aid for Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, addressing vital necessities such as clean water, food, and health care. Despite the diplomatic strides, the tense situation remains ongoing. The visit of President Biden was overshadowed by an attack on a Gaza hospital, causing significant casualties and raising concerns from various regional entities. In conclusion, the Middle East situation is a complex puzzle, fraught with challenges, with the U.S. taking an active role in diplomatic efforts to find a solution. Delighted that you're here, taking the time to watch this video. Did you enjoy what you saw? If so, we'd appreciate if you could tap that like button and consider subscribing for more content. Your continued involvement means a lot. Gratitude.